My name is Jamasi. I am the group leader of the Expandable 3. So as we all know that we are going to talk about gender as far as the sociologist concerns. So I will quickly describe what is gender and what is sex, but we are not going to dwell much on sex since our task is based on gender, but I will touch a little bit on sex, the difference between sex and gender, as it seems many people seem to misunderstood or seems to interpret the word gender and sex as like if there is one and the same thing. Okay, gender refers to the distinctive qualities of a man and a woman. These qualities are created by the culture, while sex refers to the biological and anatomical differences between male and female. As far as the sociologist concerns, so we are going to talk about gender. As to what gender means according to conflict theory, according to functionalism, and according to functional and symbolic interaction. So I will then give my colleagues to dwell much on what does conflict theory says what is gender, and what does functionalism says what is gender, and what does symbolic interaction says what is a gender.
Hi everyone, I'm Sintanta Zulu. I'm going to be talking about functionalism in gender. Okay, structural functionist posits that gender roles arises from the need to establish a division of labor that will help maintain the running smooth of the family and contribute to the stability of the society. Okay, when looking at the picture, we see a picture of a man, a woman, and two children. This is a picture of the family. It shows that in this family, everybody in the family understand their roles and they do not mind doing their roles. As the husband goes to work, the wife is left behind to do her duties, to clean the house, cook, and do everything. And when the husband comes back from home, the wife will support him and give him whatever he needs because she doesn't mind. Thank you.
Good evening. How was your day today? What did you learn? Oh, is the supper ready? Hey, wifey,
Yes, baby.
is the supper ready?
Coming, hubby.
Come, I'm starving.
Hello, darling. How are you today?
I'm good.
Oh, how was your day at work?
It was crazy, but it was great. And since I'm going to work now, I'm very happy.
Oh, thanks, darling. Just enjoy your meal. I'm coming back just now.
Hi, I'm Slay.
Ladies and gentlemen, I greet you all. My name is Shoma Sanele, and I'm going to talk about conflict theory. Conflict theory was originated in the work of Karl Marx, who focused on the causes and consequences of class conflicts between the bourgeoisie, the owner of means of production, and the capitalists, and the proletariats, the working class, and the poor. Conflict theory is about gender inequality. Gender inequality persists even though men and women are not tied to traditional roles, as must have been the case in the earlier times. The focus here is on how gender raises inequality. Men become dominant in a relationship, leading to women being oppressed. We can view men as the dominant group and women as supporting this group. I thank you.
Hey woman, where's my lunch? I've been sitting here for the whole hour. I'm waiting for my lunch.
You don't think you wait, but you feel it demanding lunch. Here is food, you useless man.
Hey woman, this is not the food that I ate every day.
I don't give a damn, man.
Hey man, I want my food now.
This is no one than Ndlovu, and I'm going to be discussing symbolic interaction. According to Max Weber and Millie, symbolic interaction, it is how the society communicates within each other as they view the individuals. So immediately when the baby is born and classified to be a girl or a boy, symbolic interaction takes place, because that is when we expect certain things to happen to a boy and to a girl, starting from the type of toys they get, the type of dresses, the types of clothes they dress, and to the type of space they play on. Okay, So in this picture, we see a boy with a black house playing with guns. So this tells us that boys are expected to play roughly, as they are classified as strong, whereas girls are said to be playing with dolls with pink colors because they are classified to be fragile. This is when we get the two definitions, which is masculine and feminine. So in masculine, a man is expected to be the strong individual which fears nothing, whereas women are said to be indoors doing household work so little girls are expected to be with their mothers doing inside jobs like cleaning the house, making dishes, while boys are outside playing soccer and experiencing new adventures. Thank you.
Guys, my name is Expandable. I'll be explaining to you what are views in general. Views are opinions, beliefs, or ideas. Your views on something are the beliefs, opinions that you have about that thing, whether it is right or wrong, or good or bad. Thank you.
However, Frederick Engels compared gender to the relationship between bourgeoisie and proletariat, suggests that women have lost power compared to women because they are depending on them financially. As it was depicted on the play, women had the same qualification compared to a woman, but men didn't allow the women to work because it's what the culture believed. So, and as we can see on this poster, women are at the workplace, women occupying the same occupation such as teachers, but complete theory suggests that men will earn higher than women. And in terms of position, we'll highly find a male principals. In classroom, male learners are expected to do, or in schools generally, male learners are expected to do subjects such as science, while women are expected to be.
Hello everyone, my name is Andy Lendleza. I'm here to talk about the functionalist view. What does the functionalist view the gender? Firstly, the functionalists view the gender as each and every gender is to play their role. That means a man has to do their duties and the female is expected to do their duties. Here we've been given an illustration of a picture. We can see here that a male is sitting on a table eating and a woman is taking care of his man by giving him the food. So, according to functionalists, as from the born, if we were born, a male is expected to be the outsider and the woman the insider. What does that mean? It means that the woman is an insider person, is supposed to be a housewife, a domestic worker, and on the other side, a man is an outsider, is supposed to go outside and work for his family, become things like soldiers. Those are the career that are expected men to do. And when the woman have to work on the other side, is expected to do the simple jobs like being a nurse or how to work on the outside of the person by taking care of the people. To thank you all. How many minutes?
I'll be explaining the word critique in general. A critique is an exercise of judging or evaluating the value of creative works. It may be research, media, or theories. So we will be briefly judging or recognizing the strengths and weaknesses or the advantages or disadvantages of the following views, of which is functionalism and conflict theory.
Greetings everyone, my name is Nonkululeko Zuma and I am going to be discussing the critiques of functionalist view on gender. Functionalist theory sees gender differences as good for societal harmony. It puts broad harmony over problems caused by gender equality. For example, the view that was discussed by Andile, which says that a man is considered as an outsider, meaning that the men only engage and it's in breadwinning activities, which is like going to work. And in the old ages, the men used to go in hands, but now they only go to work, and that is the only activity that is done by men to bring food on the table. Yet women are considered as insider, meaning that they engage in domestic activity such as preparing meals, maintaining the house, caring for kids, doing home activities for children, which is too much for a woman. This keeps women obedient and men as dominant, because women have too much to juggle, yet men have nothing much to take care of. For example, in the picture that we have here, a woman has to take care of the family, brings food, prepares food for a man to eat before going to work, and after going to work. For the kids before they go to school, a woman has to take care of that and iron the clothes for all of them and maintain the house on top of that. Yet the woman is expected to do this without complaining. I think that is too much for women to juggle. Thank you.
Everyone, my name is Notlengwane. I'll be talking about the critiques of theory of conflict theory. Okay, according to Karl Marx, relationship between an exploiter and the exploited exists within the society, which may be the family, religious groups, cultural groups, school, etc. So as we all know that everything has its own advantages and disadvantages. The advantages of conflict theory is that it addresses the imbalance of gender in our communities. It is trying to change the mindset of people that some certain genders are expected to play a certain role in the community, whereas the other gender is not expected to play that particular role. For example, the women, they believe that women belong at home to do all the house chores, and the men are expected to go and work for their families and provide and be the breadwinners. So conflict theory is challenging that belief. They state that what a man can do, a woman can also do. So as we can see in this picture, a woman is doing everything, and he's doing the housework, all the cleaning and all the housework, but then the man doesn't do anything, and the woman ends up so unhappy and unhealthy. Okay, as you can see, even their bodies, even if you can look the bodies, the lady is thin and the man is fat. Of course, it shows the unhappiness of the two genders. So the disadvantages of this theory is that it is challenging the ways of life, and it motivates people to challenge our cultures and beliefs that were there before our forefathers, and that may cause conflicts and the harmonious living of the society. Cultural rules and regulations may be taken for granted because of this theory. And for instance, a woman is supposed to do housework and cook, obey their husband, but after reading the theory, they may want to contest and disobey the ways of our forefathers. If a woman starts to contest or disagree with the ways of our forefathers, they may seem as disobeying the rules and being rude. So this is the disadvantage of conflict theory. That is my critique, y'all. Thank you.
This discussion was about the sociologist view on gender. As we have seen from the presentation, that sociologists have different perspectives concerning gender. Therefore, it is one's decision to make as to which sociologist view is to live by. Thank you.